Today, we're going to be using a Screamtail team that got top 8 at the Portland Regional Championship piloted by NJ. Let's see how this is going to perform. This team features Encore Disable Screamtail that helps to force opponents to be in unfavorable situations to allow for Annihilate or Chi-Yu to set up. It has a fast offensive mode with the Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, and Specs Fluttermane, while Screamtail and Amoonguss can help support and slow down the momentum from the opponent. Common leads involve Screamtail next to a partner for the Encore Disable setup, as you could double protect and then Encore Disable any of the combinations of Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, and Iron Bundle, as well as a partner with Amoonguss. If you'd like to check out the details of the team or the creator, they will be linked in the description. Roaring Moon, Xianpao, Ting Lu, Iron Hands, Fluttermane, and Glimmora. Okay, how do I exactly want to perform against this team? Because the Roaring Moon is actually a little bit concerning with the Xianpao. Now, that's a combination that I probably wouldn't say, but it's just the fact that Roaring Moon, if it's speed booster, can actually be a little bit problematic. So that's something I do have to watch out for. And also the fact that if it's speed booster Roaring Moon, it's going to outspeed my Fluttermane, and then the Xianpao with the Sword of Ruin. I think that allows the acrobatics to always KO the Fluttermane. So don't exactly have the easiest options. So it's a little bit tricky. I think the weakling is probably the Chi-Yu. Amoonguss can be brought, but it's really weak here. I think my best lead is actually Screamtail plus Iron Bundle for the most part, because I like the idea of Icy Wind and Dazzling Gleam, or Hydro Pump, Dazzling Gleam, KO to Xianpao potentially the following turn. I like Fluttermane a lot here for the damage output, and I do like the Annihilate, I think, because it does allow me to like handle, I think, the Iron Hands plus the Ting Lu pretty comfortably. The only worrisome, of course, is Glimmora is a little bit painful, so Hydro Pump, Dazzling Gleam can definitely be an option here, I think, for the most part, into the Glimmora. I think what I want to try to do is, like, if I can get rid of the Glimmora early, and if I can, like, break the sash on the Xianpao or clear the Roaring Moon, I can set up for an Annihilate endgame sweep, or I can just weaken things for Choice Specs Flutter. We're going to lead with our... Okay, so Glimmora plus the Ting Lu lead. Okay, So I would like to probably just double protect here and scout for what they're going to go for. If they have Stealth Rocks on the Ting Lu, which I don't expect on this team, that would be really unfortunate. Otherwise, I think most of the cases I can like disable the Immortal Spin from the Glimmora, which would be really nice. I think if it's probably Assault Vest Glimmora, then I just am not able to really break through it with Hydro Pump Gleam. So Immortal Spin does come out, which is perfect. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to mix it up with like a Power Gem the next turn into the Iron Bundle, which would be perfect for me. Actually, they go for the Rock Slide there, which is actually really ideal, because if I can Encore it in a Rock Slide, that would be really solid for my Annihilate. So I think, sure, Bundle was great, but that was only if they let the offensive mode. So now I'm going to try and do something else now against this slow setup kind of position. So I'm going to disable, make sure that my Annihilate doesn't get poisoned, because I don't want Screamtail or Annihilate to get poisoned. And I'm going to switch out my Iron Bundle, because I think this would be the mix-up of like the Rock Slide plus Power Gem combination, and then Annihilate gets like a free Rage Fist stack boost, right? Which I think is like pretty valuable. So we will disable the Glimmora. I can Encore the Ting Lu the following turn, so I feel pretty safe in this spot. Yeah, if they go for Moral Spin again, that's cool, and they go for a Rock Slide, okay, awesome. That's really good. So now I can just go for an Encore into the Ting Lu, and I think I want to go for a bulk up right here, so I can always live the Roaring Moon attack without having to be forced to go for the Terra. So I'm going to go for the bulk up here. If the Glimmora, I think the Glimmora has to switch out, because if you stay in, it's really not good for you, because I could just Encore that slot. I have a free Encore against either slot right here, so the Glimmora is going to retreat, and this is kind of the painful thing about them, is because I can, while they're switching, I can just set up. We are going to see the Roaring Moon come out, so could have went for the Drain Punch or the Dazzle Read, but I think this is like completely okay. We will see the Booster Energy activate, which is going to be the attack right there. All right. As we will Encore the Ting Lu into Rock Slide, so it really won't be able to do that much. So going to be the bulk up from the Annihilate, which is really good, and Ting Lu going to go for a Rock Slide once again, and yeah, like the Annihilate, I really want to say we live in acrobatics, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, get my chip into Roaring Moon. I'm most likely the Ting Lu swapping here. Actually, You should probably swap, right? Because I could just disable the Ting Lu. I could also Terra Fire and Rage Fist if I want to, which isn't a bad play either, because that would allow me to get more momentum in this case. But I think I'm just going to go for a Dazzle and just protect my Annihilate, because I want to scout for the Terra Flying immediately. We are going to see a swap, so had a feeling. Glamora coming back in? No, Fluttermane coming in. All right. I think I do want to Terra then, if that's the case then, so I can live the double up. We are going to see the Terra coming out from the Roaring Moon, which is not too surprising. Okay, perfect. So this is Terra Flying? Yeah, Terra Flying. Okay, so I can Rage Fist pretty freely because I have a +1 and I am in a really good spot now afterwards. So let's see, gonna be Protect from the Annihilate. If this is Tailwind, that's completely fine. If it's not, I'm gonna just go for a Disable so they can't go for Acrobatics anymore. And they go for Acrobatics. I can disable the Roaring Moon's Acrobatics, and I can Rage Fist to Fluttermane and Terra Fire pretty safely, because now the Annihilate is set up into a really solid end game, or solid position right now. And I think I could still clean up, because I think my end game of Bundle plus the Fluttermane is actually like really good if I am able to clear the fast things and get Chip onto the slower Pokemon. So we will go for the Disable right here. We're gonna go for the Terra Fire Rage Fist into the Fluttermane. Should be pretty safe. I don't really see how they punish it, like Drone Chop into Shadow Ball with choice specs, but I do have a Citrus Berry and I have +1 defense, so Annihilate should not go down to any attack I think my opponent could potentially offer. So we will go for the Terra Fire on the Annihilate as a safety measure. We will disable the Roaring Moon, and for some reason I thought that missed, because Disable used to be able to miss, but it doesn't now. Shadow Ball going to come out into the Annihilate, which is smart because you don't want to go for the Moonblast. The special defense drop, that might matter against the Glamora, I suppose, but okay. Acrobatics is disabled, and we are able to get the Rage Fist set up into the Fluttermane, and Fluttermane does go down. So really, really ideal that we are able to get rid of the Fluttermane. We can Encore the Roaring Moon the following turn. We're in a really good position, I think, overall. So we're going to see Ting Lu come out, and Ting Lu can't really do much. I'm actually just going to Encore the Roaring Moon now, and so it can't really do anything, because even though it wasn't able to go for a move last turn because it's disabled, Encore still works for some reason. I don't know why that's the case, but yeah, we're gonna go for a Drain Punch into the Ting Lu and Encore, because yeah, we are like, they don't really want to switch outs, probably because the Glamora taking damage isn't great for them. Acrobatics is disabled, and now we get a Drain Punch into Ting Lu. We get all the recovery back, and look at that health on the Ting Lu that we just gotten. Oh my goodness, we're back to like basically full at that point. And yeah, they could go for Earthquake. Okay, move with choice, but yeah, this should not do that much damage. That actually did more damage than I thought. Was it choice band, or maybe it's just like a lot of attack investment? But yeah, that works out perfectly fine for me. I am going to be able to go for oh, it's leftovers actually. Okay, I can also disable the Ting Lu if I really want to, and probably that's going to be the case. So I will disable the Ting Lu so it can't go for Earthquake, and I'm just going to Rage Fist the Roaring Moon, because the Roaring Moon can't do anything if we switch down to Glamora. You take a lot of damage. Then the Roaring Moon lost its booster energy, and Bundle and Flutter will be able to clean up the end game, because I've gotten all the damage basically that I've needed at this point. So very nice. Just Screamtail proving like the struggles of facing Screamtail is like, if you're switching, I'm able to get the momentum with the setup on the team, and yeah, they just couldn't do much. All right, the number 6 rated player, we have Xian Pao, Fluttermane, Garchomp, Annihilate, Dragonite, and Scizor. Very offensive team. So let's find out what we can do here. We have a lot of physical attackers, the Fluttermane, the Annihilate. I don't know. It could be Scarf Annihilate on this team. That's definitely a concern. Speed methods are either Scarf Garchomp or Dragonite with Tailwind. The Scizor is actually kind of scary, because Bullet Punch is actually really threatening a Screamtail, and it's like my main way of like handling usually like the Fluttermane combination, and I don't really like Amoonguss into like Chi-Yu plus Dragonite. I could Terra the Amoonguss, and it might not be a bad idea to Terra Amoonguss in this matchup, so I think that I do want to go with the Amoonguss here. And then in the back, I don't think Bundle or Flutter are both like really good options, so I do kind of like the idea of just like leading the Bundle and seeing how it works. I don't really like the Chi-Yu that much, I think, in this matchup. So I think it's Annihilate plus Flutter Mane. Now, you might be thinking, why am I not bringing Chi-Yu when there's a Scizor? But the problem is, like, it's kind of tricky to position the Chi-Yu unless I have Terra. But if I'm committing to Terra on Amoonguss, which most likely I am, it's just, like, really difficult, I think. A lot about this game is probably going to be coming down to being able to get the Rocky helmets, chipping away at my opponent's team, and then putting him into Flutter Mane range. So let's see what they are going to position here. Going to be the Annihilate and the Xian Pao, looks like. Okay. So I do lead the Amoonguss and the Iron Bundle, which I don't know if this is bulk up on the Annihilate, but double protect here is pretty safe. I want to scout for the Scarf on the Annihilate, because for some reason, like, Scarf Annihilate is kind of calling out to me. So I would like to scout for that. If it is Scarf on Annihilate, I can just Rage Powder and Hydro Pump the Xian Pao, and then I'm actually in a really good position. So that will be something I will try to see if that's the case. If it is just like regular Annihilate, it's definitely going to be scary. I probably just Terra the Amoonguss and switch out the bundle if that's the case. So let's see if it's Scarf Annihilate or if it is just a bulk up, because I want to scout for a Final Gambit. Throat Chop. Okay, so it's not Scarf. It predicted the Terra Water, looks like. Rock Slide. Okay. Huh. Was not expecting a Rock Slide, but that works, I guess. I could Terra if I want to. I don't know if they are going to do anything. I feel like Spore is always my play. Rock Slide. I could Terra this position and just go for the Terra. I would like to keep Amoonguss around, so I think I am going to go for the Terra. I'm going to go for the Spore into the Xian Pao, and I'm just going to go out into my own Annihilate here, because then I'm able to build up Rage Fist, or I'm just going to be immune to the fighting moves that they're going to just lock themselves into. And then, like, maybe I should Spore to Annihilate, but I have no idea if it's Vital Spirit or not, so I think I'm just going to play it safe and just Spore to Xian Pao, which I think is a guaranteed Spore target unless they protect here, but I don't really feel like that they protect in this position. I think they have to play proactive against Amoonguss unless it's Vital Spirit Annihilate once again, because then maybe they have, like, then they have a safe play of protecting because they don't have to worry about Spore. They do go for an Ice Spinner this turn, so we do get them here. Able to get that Rocky Helmet and the Spore into the Xian Pao, which is great for us. They went for a Drain Punch into Bundle too, so we are able to get an amazing turn right there and get a Spore off in the Xian Pao. Excellent. Okay, really nice. Now we can bulk up with the Annihilate very safely. I wonder if this is like some kind of Assault Vest Annihilate at this point. I'm going to Spore the Annihilate in this position. I'm going to bulk up with my own Annihilate. I don't know if they're going to switch out the Xian Pao. Maybe I should Spore the Xian Pao trying to cover. I guess Annihilate's not like super threatening, but they actually remain asleep. So that's actually perfect that I didn't go for a cover. They go for a Drain Punch into the Amoonguss. Perfect. Okay. Nice. They take the Rocky Helmet damage. We get to confirm the set on the Annihilate, whether it's going to be, you know, if it is going to be a Vital Spirit or if it's going to be the... It is not Vital Spirit. Okay, because it would have been immune to that. Are you Lumberry? It is going to not be Lumberry. Perfect. Okay. So I'm in this position. I just go out into my Iron Bundle. And I'm going to go for a Drain Punch into the Xian Pao. If they swap out, that's annoying. But I think they're going to try to Throat Chop the Amoonguss and get rid of it. Because the Amoonguss is just like been so painful for them to deal with really this entire game. We go out in the Iron Bundle. I want the Drain Punch off. They are going to see the... We are going to see the Xian Pao take a second turn of sleep. So we are able to eliminate it. The Annihilate has taken its first turn of sleep. And we are able to get the Drain Punch knockout into the Xian Pao. So fantastic, fantastic start. Because that Xian Pao could definitely have been pretty annoying. Especially so they don't have any sort of rune combinations anymore. I have Amoonguss still healthy and still around, which is really ideal. They bring out their Flutter Mane, which makes a lot of sense here. Okay. Don't really want to Icy Wind in this position. The only awkward part is I was forced to Terra, so that is a little bit strange here. I feel like they can only knock out Annihilate with their specs and go for an attack into that slot. So I could go for a double Icy Wind here. But the thing is they're Defiant, so I could go for a Hydro Pump because 2 Hydro Pumps do KO the Flutter Mane, or I could go Heart of Amoonguss. I think Heart of Amoonguss is probably generally okay in protecting. But we'll find out. The only problem is they still have their Terra. So Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam is actually still like pretty threatening. I'm hoping that maybe my Annihilape can live, but I don't know the factors. They actually protect their Flutter Mane, so they're not choice specs, which is actually really good to confirm for us. So we will be able to protect our Annihilape. Let's see if it's going to be a Drain Punch or not into that slot if they wake up, but they don't. I've been getting a little bit lucky with the sleep turns, but we are going to now be able to go for a Rage Powder with the Amoonguss, and we can go for a Rage Fist into the Flutter Mane. If they go for the Terra Dazzling Gleam, I think they have to be Life Orb because they're not Booster Energy from what we've seen. We don't see a Terra, so I'm pretty sure I get the KO, unless they're Substitute, I suppose. But they do go for a Dazzling Gleam, and Annihilape is able to survive pretty comfortably. It was Life Orb. Terra Fairy would have been close. I mean, close, but Annihilape able to survive is really solid. Eat that Citrus Berry, and they do wake up with their own Annihilape. They go for the Drain Punch into the Amoonguss, but because it's no sort of ruin, Amoonguss is able to survive. Amoonguss is just like that tanky of a Pokemon, and we're able to eliminate the Flutter Mane. The only problem is I gotta figure out... I feel like Annihilape should still be able to win this endgame position, but it's a little bit tricky if it's Scizor in the back, because Scizor is the Pokemon I've been like really scared of this entire time. I haven't hit the Annihilape yet for damage, which is really good because if it is Rage Fist, it just like has no pressure. A Dragonite looks like. Okay, so no Scizor. That's actually really ideal. All right. So I think I can just go for a Rage Fist with the, or Rage Powder with the Amoonguss, and I'm actually just going to Rage Fist the Annihilate because I don't think any form of Dragonite can really secure this end game because I still have Focus Sash on the bundle. So we're going to Rage Powder. This is probably Extreme Speed or... No, they Drain Punch with the Annihilate, which is actually probably better for me. Okay. Cool. I guess if it's Dragon Dance on the Dragonite, but I'm pretty sure I secured the end game. Amoonguss goes down, which is completely okay. They still have Terra, which is something I do have to note here. Aerial Ace. Oh. Okay. That is scary, but Aerial Ace usually means it's Choice Banded. So I should be able to go Flutter Mane plus Iron Bundle. I think that the game... Oh boy, if this is actually Assault Vest Annihilate, this is concerning because I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up the knockout guaranteed here. I don't know if you're Terra Fire or Terra... the Assault Vest calcs are actually going to be like really terrifying. I think I want to cover for Terra Fire the most. So I'm going to go for Hydro Pump, and I think I go for a Shadow Ball into the Annihilate. Would I Moonblast? If they're Fire, Hydro Pump plus Shadow Ball should get the KO. If it's Water, I might have to Moonblast here. Can't really Scout because I don't have Protect either. I think I just Moonblast though. I think I Moonblast. Because I'm pretty sure that they're tearing with the Annihilate always. We're going to see the Terra. It's going to be an Annihilate. Does this Assault Vest Annihilate just Revenge Sweep me? Okay, it's Fire. Please tell me Hydro Pump KOs, because I went for the Shadow Ball in case it was Terra Water, but it might not have been the ideal play. Okay, we hit the Hydro Pump, which is really good. Okay, yeah, we're so fine. Okay, thankfully reading the Annihilate, doubling up into the Annihilate with the Hydro Pump plus the Moonblast. Had to not pump there. Thankfully, my calcs were not mistaken, thankfully. I still don't know if it was Terra Water what the position was, but yeah. We are going to see the Aerial Ace and the Flutter Mane. We're able to survive, which is like really nice, but I don't think it was needed because 2 Freeze Dries into the Dragonite and a Moonblast. Now we just Freeze Dry and a Moonblast, but if they did knock out the Flutter Mane, 2 Freeze Dries would have just been enough, and we do have Focus Sash to cover for like crit on the Dragonite, but I don't think it was. And that is how we seal up the game. Oh man. Really, really clutch Annihilate right there. And Amoonguss, as you can see, how powerful Terra Water is because like... Normally, probably in that position, you would expect the Amoonguss to be in danger, but because of Terra, I wasn't. But the Aerial Ace Dragonite, that was actually faster than my Annihilate, what made it scary. Thankfully, they didn't bring Scizor, because Scizor would have actually been really terrifying to deal with, but was able to like seal it up, I think, with just being able to like Spore, put myself in a good position with the Annihilate, and yeah. Annihilate, Gyarados, King Gambit, Tyranitar, Lycanroc, Volcarona. Alright, so Sand is not fun. Sand is definitely not fun here. They have quite a few Pokemon that Can be tricky. The Volcarona with Rage Powder is actually a little bit scary. The Tyranitar with Terra. I like Screamtail a lot here. Like Screamtail plus Annihilate is pretty strong, I think, for the most part against this team. And then in the back, Chi's not great here. I think I need Flutter Mane here for specifically their Annihilate. And then I think I need Bundle also for that combination. Yeah, I think I'll try to build up to an endgame Bundle Flutter Mane. Bundle also covers for the Volcarona without Terra. So I think this is worth it. Amoonguss could help out in some cases, but there is the Volcarona, which is a little bit troublesome. The Terra flying on the Tyranitar is what I'm expecting. I wonder if this is like how Lycanroc to boost up the attack stat, because they have like a really physically offensive team for the most part. So this definitely could be Hal, and yeah, Hal would not be really fun. It could definitely be really scary to see Hal plus the attack stats. I wonder the Gyarados set. The Gyarados set we should be fine with Fireman Bundle, but the thing is losing our Sash to these to the Sandstorm is not great, because I don't know if +1 Terra Blast when Terra Flying Gyarados could be threatening here. So game plan is try to set up for an endgame Flutter cleanup, but I do need to break through the Sand mode, which is going to be like the really crucial part. I also need to scout for like what the Tyranitar goes for immediately. It's going to be Tyranitar Lycanroc, which is not like too surprising. This could be Howl immediately, which unfortunate, but like I have to give him the Howl because I think I have to go for Protect, because I don't know what the Tyranitar is, and I do have to disable the Tyranitar most likely. So we'll go for a Protect with our Screamtail. Or do I want to just Dazzle? Actually, when I think about it, I'd rather just Dazzle and I'd rather just Protect the Annihilate, because I think if they're attacking, you want to respect the Annihilate, because Annihilate is such a big threat to you. I think you go for the Terra Blast in that slot, or you're just attacking that slot in general. I like having the idea of breaking the Sash on the Lycanroc already, so I can just Drain Punch and then disable the Tyranitar the following turn, because they're not pressuring the Screamtail slot right now. Because like all they can really do is like Rock Slide. Maybe if they double up the Screamtail with like Rock Slide plus Assurance, sure, that's really threatening, but at least I got the Sash on the Lycanroc and I can still Drain Punch the following turn. So we're gonna see the Tyranitar retreat, which is actually pretty ideal. Okay, into Volcarona. Okay, Volcarona comes out. I will Protect the Annihilate. I wonder if it's some kind of Rage Powder set. We will get a Dazzling Gleam off. Rock Slide gonna come out. So I would have actually loved Annihilate to take the attack, but it's okay. All right, Screamtail doesn't take that much damage. Unfortunately, we flinch, which is not great, because I would have liked to Protect this turn and have broken the Sash, but all right. Doesn't look like the Volcarona. Okay, Volcarona's safety goggles. Good to confirm. I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam Drain Punch the Lycanroc, especially if it's not a... If it's an Endeavor set, we'll find out, or Endure Endeavor, but I do want to pressure the Lycanroc as quickly as possible. If we play a Mind Game the following turn, we play a Mind Game the following turn, so be it with Endeavor. Rock Slides. Okay, we're playing these games. We're stacking up the Rage Fist, which is at least one. Oh, come on, Screamtail. Quiver Dance. Okay. The problem is I want to Encore the Volcarona. Please don't. Okay. At least we get the Drain Punch off. Okay. I mean, Lycanroc can't do anything to the Annihilate at least, so that's one positive. This can only be like Endeavor really, so that's the unfortunate part, but I am gonna go for the Encore into the Volcarona slot because it is my best play, and I am gonna go for a... Do I want to Drain Punch or Rage Fist? I Drain Punch. 1 HP doesn't matter really. It could matter in like the long term. I'm just gonna Drain Punch. They Protect Volcarona makes sense. I think this is Endeavor plus yeah, Endeavor to Screamtail, so you can't get Encored. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. A little bit frustrating because I wasn't able to get like 1 out of 2 Dazzling Gleams off, but I think I could still break through the Volcarona with like the Annihilate because we are at least have some Rage Fist capabilities, but I mean, it's going to be tough. Lycanroc goes down. The Screamtail unfortunately did not do its job, but it's okay. It's not great though. We're going to go out an Iron Bundle most likely, and then we're just going to scout for what they're going to go for. So we will bring out the Iron Bundle here because Flutter Mane doesn't do anything, unfortunately, in this position. On the bright side, Terrifier Annihilate can beat the... I mean, we can beat the Tyranitar. It's just like the question of like, is it worth? Tyranitar comes in. 2 turns of Sandstorm. My Sash is going to get broken here. I think I'm okay with just going for a Hydro Pump into the... Or maybe a Freeze Dry because they're going to Terra the Tyranitar most likely. And... I didn't get a bulk up. I got hit once. So my best play is to protect. Yeah. Because this should be Terra the Tyranitar. I don't think Icy Wind helps me in this position. We're just going to have to clear everything around the Volcarona now and hope that Annihilate can solo the Volcarona after like getting enough Rage Fist boost. We are going to see the Terra from Tyranitar. Alright. Let's see. Because this game could have gotten a lot easier potentially. But really difficult now because of Rock Slide. So Tyranitar does Terra. Annihilate will protect. See how much this Freeze Dry does. Go for Quiver again. That's cool. Actually, is it? It's not that great. Yeah, it's not that great, actually. A Freeze Dry into Tyranitar. If we get a Freeze, that'd be nice. But, oh, that's actually a lot of damage. Just Choice Band Tyranitar then. Yeah, okay. So after the Sand damage, maybe they're in range of Rage Fist? Because it doesn't look like a bulky Tyranitar. Okay. The Tyranitar's faster than the Annihilate, which is not good. I definitely want to Icy Wind. Actually, no. Why would I Icy Wind when I can just Freeze Dry? I'm going to Freeze Dry this Tyranitar. And I think this is the case where I have to go for the Terra, and I think I go for the Rage Fist into the Volcarona. And I think that's always the play here. And the main reason is because, like, yeah... I can KO the Tyranitar, but that doesn't really do anything for me, right? Because that just gives him the free switch. I think the idea here for me is just to Rage Fist a Volcarona and put it in range of maybe a Dazzling Gleam the future turn. Because, like, Flutter Mane will clean up the Tyranitar from where it's at. So, and they're always getting a hit off, most likely. Yeah, they go for Heat Wave, which is going to be able to KO the Iron Bundle. Okay. Let's see how much this attack from the Tyranitar does. Can we survive? If we survive, we get the Rage Fist off, and then I think that KOs Volcarona because we're like boosted a bunch. Okay. That's really good. We get the Citrus Berry back. Okay. Still in this game. Still in this game. Rage Fist should KO the Volcarona, I want to say, at this range. So here comes the Rage Fist. We've taken so many hits. We're stacked up. KO the Volcarona. Barely a miss on a knockout, but I feel like Flutter Mane should live a +2 attack just okay. So we go into Flutter Mane. I'm going to click Dazzling Gleam always. And I kind of want to bulk up. They can't knock out the Annihilate based on the Heat Wave damage. I could protect here, but I have no idea if Volcarona protects to bring in the King Gambit, for instance, in the back so they can Sucker Punch endgame. So I'm going to bulk up here. Yeah, I think this is always the right play if I'm not mistaken. Because I get a defense boost, so I live a Sucker Punch, and then it's kind of a weird mind game for them. But yeah, Dazzle should be super safe. If it isn't King Gambit in the back, I feel very comfortable with just clicking Dazzling Gleam because I should live a Heat Wave with both Pokemon. And they retreat the Tyranitar, which is surprising. Okay. They went hard King Gambit? Okay. And protect the Volcarona. All right. So that's fine because I do get the Dazzle off. I'm surprised they didn't just sack the Tyranitar. But maybe they were expecting it to protect from the Flutter Mane. I'm actually not sure, but I do get the bulk up off. Okay. I think I have to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. And it's the question, do they Sucker Punch the Annihilate or not? Or do they just Sucker Punch the Flutter Mane? It's always that 50-50 mind game right now because... if they do go for the Sucker Punch into the Flutter Mane, then I lose because Heat Wave comes out. But if I Drain Punch the King Gambit, I get enough health back to where I think I'd be able to secure the game. But if they Sucker Punch the Annihilate, Then I lose Annihilate on Heat Wave plus Fang, and I don't think I can come back because they can Sucker Punch the Flutter Mane the next turn. So this is kind of a tricky spot. I think I'm going to risk the Drain Punch here and just go for the Heat Wave miss as my win con. And luckily they did Sucker Punch my Flutter Mane, so that actually worked out. Okay, Heat Wave. Yeah, Annihilate beats that. Perfect. All right, beautiful. We are able to get the Drain Punch off into the Kingambit, pick up the knockup. Okay. Unfortunately, Tyranitar, I might have to dodge a Rock Slide. I think I do have to dodge a Rock Slide, unfortunately. Okay. I couldn't protect Flutter Mane because I was Specs. Tyranitar comes in. I think I have to dodge a Rock Slide. I think their safest play is just Assurance, though. Like, attack and Assurance, but like I don't have really an out here. Gonna go for the Drain Punch into the Tyranitar just in case, because I think Drain Punch after some sand might allow me to KO the Tyranitar. They go for Heat Wave. All right. Ooh, Annihilate did not take that well. They go for Rock Slide to hit it. Yeah. Unfortunate. Could not do much there when Screamtail's getting flinched, so I can't really like pressure the Volcarona with Encore or break the Sash on the Lycan Rock, which I kind of need, so I didn't lose to Endeavor, but that is a game of Pokemon sometimes, I guess. All right, let's go over to games. Game 1 was able to position Annihilate, allowing it to set up bulk ups, while Screamtail made it really difficult for my opponent to do anything. Game 2, the perfect timing with Terra Mungus was able to gain me incredible momentum, and the final call on the Terra Annihilate being able to pin it with the Hydro Pump and the Moonblast was able to seal me the victory. Game 3, the flinches early were awful since eliminating the Lycan Rock meant I could have Screamtail deal with the Volcarona with an Encore. I would have had to read the Kingambit coming in from the Tyranitar, which might have been fine since it would still come down to a read of who does the Kingambit Sucker Punch if they had sacked Tyranitar to the Dazzling Gleam as I bulked up that turn, and if they hard swapped the Kingambit, the Drain Punch would have gone to Kingambit. I got the recovery, knocked out the Kingambit, and they pretty much just lose straight from there. The team are really great. It's a lot of fun. You have Encore Disable to really just like help out with shenanigans, especially like Dundozo. It's really strong to it. NJ played a fantastic match on stream. If you do want to go check him out and to check out the details of the team, you can check them out in the description down below. You can grab the team with the rental code on your screen right now. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.